I just watched Weapons, so let's talk about it. This is a spoiler review. Obviously, the movie's been out for 2 weeks. I don't even know why I'm saying this, but yeah. So the basic premise for this movie is every single kid except for one disappeared at 2:17 a.m. Nobody knew where they went. I like the way this film was structured because they gave every single like important character's perspective, and it all kind of met up at the same point. Which was obviously the ending of the film. Julia Garner, who portrays the teacher, Justine Gandy, it's her classroom that has every student except for one disappearing. We get to see Justine's perspective, and for her, obviously, she is traumatized because the entire neighborhood is pointing at her because everybody thinks that she's the one that has some sort of involvement with these kids being disappeared. But obviously, that's not the case. Josh Brolin is the main lead. He plays Archer Graff, one of the fathers of the students that are missing. His role is actually going to be for Pedro Pascal, but yeah, he dropped out. He was going to be in another movie this year. I can't see Pedro Pascal playing this role because Josh Brolin just did a phenomenal job of showcasing how it is being a father, not being able to express love for your son, and finding out that your son disappeared at the same time. Like, it must be very painful. Alden Ehrenreich is also in this movie. He plays Paul Morgan, one of the cop in the movie, and he is a pretty shitty cop, I'm not going to lie. He absolutely hates his wife, cheats on his wife. He is another one of the characters that we get a perspective on. Benedict Wong also in this movie. He is the school principal. Marcus Miller and Harry Christopher, who played the only kid that wasn't missing from the class. Alex Lilly, and we also have Amy Madigan portraying Gladys. Find out Gladys is essentially a witch who asked for all the kids in Alex's classroom as well because she didn't think the parents were enough, so she needed more. Basically taking these people's energy and putting inside of her so she can become youthful again, become young. She's a witch. She's a witch who's casting spells. That's all it is. Gladys does her part, man. Unfortunately, Benedict Wong's character probably had the most horrific scene because now I cannot see glizzies in another. That scene was horrifying to watch. And yeah, at the same time, obviously Archer is doing his part. The officers aren't doing their part, so he has to obviously do his own investigation. He eventually finds out that every single kid ran in the same exact direction. He goes and eventually finds out with Julia Garner's character that it is Alex's home. We eventually find out that Alex is unfortunately part of a horrible situation because his aunt comes to live with his family, and we find out that his aunt Gladys is actually a witch. My favorite scene probably was the one where Julia Garner's character is sitting in her car outside stalking Alex's home because he is suspicious of what's going on with him. It's at nighttime. By the way, she's in her car, but I don't know why her doors are unlocked, so we'll get to that. But the mother of Alex, obviously, the door opens. She comes outside her house and walks in the weirdest way possible all the way to her car, looks at the mirror, walks away, and then off screen, all we hear is a door click, obviously implying she gets in the car. Which, mind you, who in this world sleeps in their cars, in their car at nighttime, and doesn't lock the damn door? I don't understand. But anyway, she gets in the car, she cuts off a piece of Julia Garner's character's hair, and that was that. Overall, I was glued to my seat throughout this entire movie, except for the ending, but I'll get to that later. I thought the film had a great introduction. I enjoyed how the film started off with the narrator of the child, explaining to us the situation that we have at hand, and then we pick up right into the movie. Like, there isn't any part where I thought it was slow. Everything moved in a fluent state. Like, there wasn't a moment in this film where I thought it was boring or like I was just looking at my phone at the time or whatever. The ending is what bothers me the most because it felt kind of unsatisfying in a way, even though I don't expect it to do more. Like, that's kind of the only possible ending that could have been good in a sense. But overall, though, this movie was a fun experience. It was 2 hours long. It was one of the better horror movies that's come out this year. I wouldn't even describe it as a horror, to be honest. It felt more of a thriller, but the horror label is good. It was a bunch of jump scares. The jump scares got me, so it is definitely a horror. Honestly, this is definitely worth the watch. Zach Cregger knows how to cook up a movie. Barbarian was good. He followed up very well with Weapons. For anybody that has watched Weapons, let me know what you guys think about it and how do you feel.